Hello, I'm Dana Cowley, and welcome to Charter Local Edition Northwest. Today we're in Salem, Oregon, talking about the state legislative issues, and my guest today is Representative Caddy McKeown. Caddy, thank you so much
nice
for
to
joining
be here,
us.
Dana. Thank you.
She is a Democrat and a representative of the Coos Bay area, and you have a clear idea for helping resolve some of our budgetary issues, which is to help with some job creation.
I do. I think it's important that we put people back to work. I think that's a great way to start
the tax dollars in.
Absolutely, bring in those tax dollars by putting people to work and assist in a very meaningful way in that job creation capability that I think we have. Oregon's done a fine job by promoting some projects that I think are going to help us down that road. One of them early in the session was the passage of a bill that puts Oregon in the forefront of funding the new bridge across the Columbia, the Interstate Bridge Replacement Project. We're waiting for the state of Washington to partner with us, and if they do, then the federal government will assist us in putting lots of people to work in rebuilding a piece of infrastructure that's very old and is in need of replacement. So we're very excited about that project and potentially moving forward.
And do you have a feel for what that would cost and how many jobs it would create, ballpark?
The Oregon commitment is, I believe, $495 million, and Washington would also put up that same amount of money, and then the federal government would step in with a significant contribution to the project. So we're looking forward to see if our partners step forward to help us with that.
Well, after the recent bridge incident that happened, that raises the level of urgency.
I think it does. This is a very old bridge. It's on wooden piling, and it does have some structural issues that we're concerned about. So we'll hopefully we can move forward and in the meantime put a lot of people to work up there. Oregon has a couple of other projects that they support. One is Connect Oregon. One is called Regional Solutions, where the state actually assists municipalities and entities in selecting infrastructure projects. Some intermodal projects, rail projects, marine projects, that also put people to work, of course, in the developmental phases, but then allow commerce to move forward and create jobs in the area of moving cargo, moving people, opening up our ports. So Oregon does a really nice job of supporting projects like that, and the infrastructure development is very important that we continue to invest in.
And all of that supports ultimately and assists more job creation through small businesses.
It does. Businesses large and small when you're talking about that type of infrastructure. And again, it's ports, it's rail lines, it's highways, it's roads, it's all of those things that keep us well connected, infrastructure that our parents invested in, that we need to continue to invest in our generation so that we can provide those services for our children so that those investments are meaningful and continue to support commerce in the state.
And you have a personal interest in helping the person who wants to start a small business, and how are you going about trying to facilitate that process?
Absolutely. In this session we have a bipartisan works task force that was designed just in the last few weeks. It's the Small Business Task Force, and I'm very happy to be a part of that. We're looking at bills that are very, very closely directed towards streamlining processes for small businesses, in even some regard investing in workforce development for people who are interested in working in industries that are burgeoning in Oregon, such as the fermentation sciences, for example, is one. In our state, brewing, distilling, bread making, yogurt, cheeses, all the fermentation sciences are something that is a growing industry, and investing in schools that can provide trained people to work in those small businesses are very important.
Wonderful, Caddy. Thank you so much for joining us. I really appreciate it.
Thank you.
And we appreciate you watching. This is Caddy McKeown. She's our Democratic representative from Coos Bay. I'm Dana Cowley, and you're watching Charter Local Edition Northwest.